Inverse matrix basics. First, inverse matrix notation is a capital letter for the matrix, for example A, and then as an exponent -1. This means inverse matrix, or the inverse matrix of matrix A. Second point, if A is the original matrix and A inverse is the inverse matrix, then when the original matrix A is multiplied with the inverse matrix, the result is I, the identity matrix. Now symbolically this looks a lot simpler. It's just A multiplied with A to the -1 equals I. In essence, what that is saying is if you take the original matrix, multiply it by its inverse, you should end up with an identity matrix. Remember, an identity matrix is a square matrix where there are ones along the diagonal going from top left to bottom right, and all of the other entry values are 0. Third point, inverse matrices can only be found when the original matrix is a square matrix. For example, if the original matrix is 2 by 2, 3 by 3, or 4 by 4, then you can actually find an inverse matrix. Why in the world do we find inverse matrices? Well, they help you solve equations that are involving matrices. So this is kind of the essence or short and simple version of solving a matrix equation. First, if A, X, and B are matrices, and AX, so matrix A times matrix X, equals matrix B, then to solve for matrix X, the inverse matrix of A is needed. Let's say I start off with AX equals B. To remove the A from the left-hand side, I need to multiply by the inverse of matrix A. Now we know that whatever we multiply the left-hand side by, we also have to multiply the right-hand side of the equation by. So we multiply both sides of the equation by matrix A inverse, or the inverse of matrix A. On the left-hand side of the equation, we have A inverse multiplied with A. And we know from up above that A inverse multiplied with A is going to give us the identity matrix. So I have I times X now on the left-hand side of the equation. Now any identity matrix multiplied with another matrix always gives you just the other matrix, so X. So IX equals X. On the right-hand side, inverse of matrix A multiplied with B, I would do on a calculator or technology, and it'll give you some sort of resulting numeric value. So if I want to solve an equation that involves 3 matrices, AX equals B, the answer is found by X equals A inverse multiplied with B.